Elizabeth Street, Little Italy. Hangs with his pals, yeah, that's where he'll be. It's Vinny, a friend of mine. Stand-up guy from the Lower East Side. Take it from me, he's one of a kind. It's Vinny Valentine.
Who's better than you? Welcome to Tell It Like It Is. Last week, Mariana was off, and this week she's off also. And filling in for Mariana is
Valeria.
my Valeria that loves me a little bit, not too much.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. And wow, she's what a great host. And wow, and it's so nice to see you again.
So nice to see you again.
It's been a couple of months.
Yes.
I
Too
call
long.
her up all the time. I don't want her to forget me. Anyway, you know, we have a great show today. But before we start the show, you know, last week I started off with a topic about this guy in his underwear, the cowboy. What is it called again?
The naked cowboy.
The naked cowboy, and then
The naked woman.
the naked woman, and whatever. It's just
Everybody was
inappropriate.
naked.
It's just inappropriate. That's not the place for it, because there's tourists with kids, and I don't think they should see that. Now, another topic is, I've talked about him before, Donald Trump.
Yes.
Now, here's a guy, like, the name of my show is Tell It Like It Is, and he does the same, and he tells it like it is too. I mean, he's got what they call chutzpah. If you know what chutzpah means, you know? And you know what that means, right, chutzpah?
I have an idea, but you can explain it.
Well, I'll tell you after. And but that's what I like about him. He talks what's on his mind, and he puts everybody down. And he says, you know, he wants to straighten this economy out, and he has so many ideas. Now, you know, with all the things that he said that he would like to do, you know, you got to go through channels. To do one of them, you got to go through a lot of red tape. Then you got to go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one. And I like the guy, you know. Now, if he's elected, either one of two things. Either he's going to do a hell of a job, or he's going to lift up that thing and push the button, and then we're all going to be screwed up. But I don't think he's going to do that, you know. But I personally like him. That's my opinion. Okay, now.
No.
Last week, I was talking to you about when I did the movie Casino.
Yes.
And I brought my mother and father to the movie. And during the movie, that was the first time they've ever been to a movie in color with sound. And my father was like wide open and couldn't believe it, you know. It was so beautiful to him. And my mother, through the whole movie, she was in her pocketbooks looking for chocolates or something, you know, candy. And I kept saying, Ma, would you watch the screen, please? And I said, Ma, look, there I am. And then when she looked, I would be gone, you know? So at one point, when I had my big scene in the grocery store, I said, Ma, look, there I am. And it must have startled her. She must have dropped the chocolate. And by the time she lifted her eyes up, she went and focused on the screen. She goes, oh, yeah, you're looking nice. I said, Ma, that's Sharon Stone. Are you nuts? Stop it with your pocketbook and your damn candies, you know? But anyway, I don't longer have them, and it was 20 years ago, this month, September, that they did the movie in Vegas. And that really opened up so many doors for me. And when you do a big movie like that, even though they told me it was a low budget, $65 million, but I got paid very well for that. I'm not going to complain about that. And I love just being there. 5 weeks in Vegas, oh man, did I have a ball. Huh? We're not going to talk about that. Who's there? Eric. I know what he's thinking. Where is he? He's up front somewhere. But anyway, it was so, I wish you were with me. Wait, 20 years ago? No, I would have went to jail. You would have been about 4 years old or something. We're not even going to talk about that. No, Valeria is a young baby, and I love her to death, and she's a good girl, and she's my host, and one of these days I'm going to have her back again. Okay, now in the
Looking
meantime...
forward to it.
Say what?
I'm looking forward to it.
Don't worry, it'll come sooner than you think.
No.
And so tonight we have a hell of a guest.
We have actually two hell of a guests.
We got two hell of a guests, but I'm going to introduce the first one first. And she's a violinist, and
Exactly.
she's from Poland.
That's right.
And she's a friend of mine named Agnes.
Yes.
That asked me if I could bring her on the show. And she's a wonderful violinist. I haven't heard her yet, but I believe Agnes, and I believe in this girl.
Exactly.
So I'd like to introduce you to you.
The beautiful Adriana.
There you go. Give her a nice hand. All right. That was wonderful. Is that all Polish music?
No, that was actually Italian.
It's what?
Italian.
That was Italian?
composing, yeah.
Naturally.
You knew it.
Oh, yeah. I just want to see what you were going to say. Oh, okay.
Just a little test.
There you go. Do you also sing sometimes when you play? Or you
Actually,
don't sing?
I like to sing, but singing and playing at the same time with violin, it's very, very hard to do.
It's very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
see. Okay.
yeah.
So sometimes you sing without the violin.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay. Well, I got to thank you a lot for coming on the show and having Agnes introduce me to you. You know, I have a nice picture. Somebody put a picture of you and I on Facebook. Did you know that?
No, no.
It was probably you, right?
No, it wasn't me.
Maybe it was Agnes.
Yes,
Because
yes,
Agnes
exactly.
has that habit of
Yes,
taking
yes,
a picture.
yes.
Next thing you know, it's on Facebook. That's okay, Agnes. Wow, that was a nice picture. How tall are you?
Without the heels or with,
No, with the shoes.
with the shoes now I'm about
Well, let's put it this way. You made me look very small. Next time I take a picture of you, I'm going to stand on a chair.
I didn't want to.
Okay. Well, listen, thank you so much. Thank you. Give her a nice hand. Thank you so much. Okay. And we'll have you back again sometime. Well, I know you're going back to Poland soon, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. When you come back, we'll get you back on again. All right?
Okay.
Give her a nice hand. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bye now. God bless America. Okay.
And Poland.
I know.
And the
Now
whole
we're
world.
back to Bonnie.
Bruderer.
There you go. Oh, wow. So if you remember, she was on last week. And
Thank you for having me back. It's a pleasure to be
please,
here again.
Yeah, it was a pleasure. Matter of fact, you haven't changed. That was the same thing you wore last week.
It's my favorite dress. So I like to wear it every time I
And
come
it's
on
her
the Vinny
favorite
Bella
dress,
show.
too.
Yeah.
So is it mine.
And that's your favorite jacket.
I love you too.
Yeah.
You know, and wow, that's pretty nice. So now, we were talking about after you do your first big movie.
Yes.
Like I didn't realize what that was going to do for me, and after that movie, I mean, my phone just started ringing off the hook.
I can't wait.
You know, and between ESPN commercials and Touched by an Angel, I've done 20 commercials for ESPN, 20 different spots, and it just goes on and on and on and on. So between commercials, then I was a commentator for Metro Television, then other movies, and wow, it just started snowballing.
I hope that happens with this movie. It's coming out in
and
the fall.
It's a great feeling, you know.
Yeah.
It's a great feeling, you know. And I never, what's the right word to? I never took advantage of what I was doing. You know, I enjoyed everything I was doing, and I just loved every minute of it. And when you do your first big movie, same with you, Valeria. You'll see what I mean. That feeling that I've had after after that particular movie, not the French Connection. Oh shit, no. But after you've had the part that I've had, if you can get a part like that, that feeling that I had, I wish everybody could have that feeling, even if it's just at one time. It's such a high. I tell you, you know, it's better than drinking pot, cocaine, whatever. I mean, it's.
We all haven't tried that.
Wouldn't know, but I
you
do know that I do love being
you
in
know, I
movies.
mean, we won't get into that either. You know, but
Yeah.
hey, that's
No, it is, and you do have to enjoy every minute. I mean, I feel so grateful that all of these opportunities have happened. I didn't plan for it. I couldn't have even imagined it, and it is a lot of fun. And I always try to go every time I'm on the set. If that's the last time that ever happens, I just had an amazing day, and
it'll
fun.
happen. And then it happened again when for the movie Kill the Irishman. That's with Christopher Walken, Val Kilmer, Ray Stevenson, Paul Sorvino, Robert Davi. Then when you get to a certain point in this business, and people know who you are and know what you're capable of doing, sometimes you don't have to audition anymore. They'll just call you and offer you a part. So they called, and again, I was laying down in bed watching something, and I got a call, and they said, guy's name was, I forgot the director's name. I don't remember. But anyway, we're doing this movie in Cleveland called Kill the Irishman. We'd like to have you come down and read for this particular part. We're offering you the part, but we want to hear you read, you know, for this part. I said, okay, fine. I said, what kind of, you know, what's about? Oh, it's a low budget. They're all low budget. They're Christopher Walken, Val Kilmer, Ray Stevenson, Paul Sorvino, Robert Davi, Vince D'Onofrio. Every movie they're all low budgets. I'd like to do a big budget, you know. And that was another $40 million budget. I don't understand, but let them call it what they want. But I got paid, and I was in Cleveland, and it's a true story. They shot it in Cleveland. It was supposed to be in Detroit. I mean, it was about Cleveland, but they shot it in Detroit because it's an empty city. They were able to blow up cars and do what they wanted there, you know.
Sorry.
And boy, did I have a ball on that one too.
It sounds fun.
And you know, but anyway, that's not about me. I want to talk about you.
Okay, what do you want to know?
Your height.
I'm 5'9".
No, 5. Everybody's taller than me.
Blonde hair,
Even
blue
Valeria.
eyes, normally.
You're taller than me too.
Even me, I'm 5'10".
You what?
I'm 5'10" without shoes.
5'10" without shoes. I love them tall. I love them tall. Do you know I have pictures? Did you ever see the pictures that I have on my phone with you?
I think I did.
You think you did?
But let's talk about Bon.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'm not going to show you that. There's one
don't
picture.
know that I
I'm
wanna
not gonna
see
show
it.
you. No, it's not what you're
If
thinking.
she's naked
It's
playing
not-
a guitar, I do not want to see
no,
that.
no.
I definitely never played the guitar,
No.
dressed or naked.
Play the piano. No. So tell me a little bit more then.
Well, so I told you a little bit about my background and what I do, and I'm hosting a talk show here in New York on this same network here.
In the same studio.
We film in the same studio, just right next door. We started upstairs in Studio 3
You ever
and
get
4.
that room next door?
I do. That's my favorite. I love it in
Okay,
there.
so you can put a small audience in there.
Yeah, you can. I'm not a big fan of the audience. I like to do. I like to really focus on the guests, so I don't want to have to deal with any external. I used to produce very large events for thousands of people, so I've had my share of it's too cold in here. Where's the bathroom? Like I don't want to deal with anything but the guest. I love learning about people and their stories and what they're doing in the world. So. So yeah, I know you're so brave. You have this large studio audience with all these people and fans, but
Do you like acting?
I do. I didn't think. I mean, every boyfriend I've ever had has told me I'm a drama queen.
Every what?
Every boyfriend I've ever had says you're so dramatic. You're a drama
have a lot of
queen.
boyfriends?
Well, yeah, I've had a couple. But I didn't, it wasn't my background, it wasn't my training, and I just kind of fell into it, and I absolutely love it. I did improv. That was my training. I read Bossy Pants, and Tina Fey talked about how she took an improv class and it changed her life, and I was like, I'm for changing my life, so I took an improv class, and here I am.
I'd like to pass something on. I have a very, very well-known actor that gave me one of the best tips on when you go for an audition.
What's that?
And that is like when you're going in front of you're up and you have like 5 people watching you with glasses hanging over their noses and pads in their hand. It could be a little intimidating.
Yes.
And but I was told that when you go in front of that class, in front of that room, and you're auditioning, stop and think and meditate and say, you know what? I'm the teacher. I'm going to show them the right way to do it. But you got to block them out. You can't be intimidated by them. Don't look at them. If you have to look over their heads, look somewhere else, but don't look at them. And just, you're the teacher. You're going to show them the right way. And if you make a mistake, a lot of people say, oh, I'm sorry, should I do that over? No, just keep going. Just keep going.
Interesting.
And I followed those, I followed that technique, and it worked.
And it works. Interesting. Yeah, I know that isn't that the scariest situation? Whenever you're auditioning, you walk in and it's like those people couldn't have less of a personality. And I mean, they just sit there no matter what you do.
At first, I used to be a little intimidated, by these people looking at you, sit down, stand up, turn this way, and they got their glasses hanging over their noses, and everybody's writing.
Yeah, everyone's writing. They're always writing.
If they're
and you
writing,
wanna-
I don't like him, he's okay,
Yeah.
don't look at them.
Yes.
And so I took that.
I will try that.
I
a
took
great
that
tip.
advice. I'm the teacher. I'm going to show them the right way to do it. But don't go in there without knowing what the hell you're talking about. At least look at it, and try to study before you go in that room. And I have, and and when I'm in front of the camera, people say to me sometimes, "How do you feel like when you're in front of the camera? You want to know something?" When I'm in front of the camera, I just love, because I'm not very shy,
I gotta figure it out.
Spoiler
I'm not
alert.
very shy. But you want to know something? When I'm in front of that camera, I make love to that camera. I make love to the camera. And I really get off on it, That's my high.
So with all your experience and all the movies you've done in your long, successful career, do you feel like you go in there and you're you, or do you try to be what they're looking for? I'm always curious about that.
I try to go in for what they're looking for. Like a lot of times, I've had people call me up and say, "Is there any way you could dress like a wise guy or like mafia?" You want to know something? If I went down here in my underwear, I'd look like mafia. I mean, I don't have to dress like one.
With a guitar.
What?
Would you bring a guitar?
With the guitar. I do that. So I. One, many times they tell me, I'm not going to dress up and go to an audition and look like a wise guy. I mean, this is how I dress. I mean, if I look like a wise guy, I look like a wise guy. You know,
Yeah.
I don't try to look like a wise guy. You know, I don't try to look like a mafia guy. This is how I am. Sometimes I wear jeans and I try to play the part that they want. You know, when they tell me to dress like a wise guy, I don't. I go into my jeans. You know, white shoes, shirt out of my pants, and if they
Kind
you
of
know,
sounds like
and
a wise guy.
I'm not, yeah, and then they could see that I still look like a wise guy, even though I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, dressed like one. And I'm pretty good when it comes to that, and memorizing, you know, because I was very, very bad in school. I was so bad, and this is God's honest truth. It sounds like a joke. I got left back so many times. By the time I got to the 8th grade, the kids were calling me Uncle Vinny. So, and I quit school with a 3rd grade reading level, but I learned how to read and write really fast. And Eric, where is he? Here he is. Eric is my manager, my agent, my publicist, and he could tell you that. Is there any way I could get you to come up here for a minute, Eric? Please. This is Eric. I love this guy. And he's seen me one time. What was that? I got a script for something.
Yep, you did.
And
You got a script for a play.
for a play.
And I didn't think that he would remember it. And it was a couple of pages. And he didn't have long to remember it, to memorize it. And when he did, I came back, I think it was the next day or whatever, and I said, "Did you get that down?" And he goes, "You watch." And he just went at it, and he just spilled it all out, just like that.
Nice.
Because this is how you make a
He was very
living.
good at it, actually.
Yeah.
You know, but I'm pretty good when it comes to memorizing. You know, there's 3 things, well, about 4 things I don't forget. That's memorizing, food, money, and women. Not necessarily in that order. No, because I say without food, you don't have the energy to do anything, and without money, you get no honey. You know, so you got to have all those 4 things down.
Without money, you don't get food.
And without money, you don't get food either. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. So, you know, I'm pretty good when it comes to memorizing. And another thing, like when you go on a job, when you go to do a movie, you know, have your lines down, especially if you're working for a big director, because a lot of people, they go in the corner and they're meditating and they're looking at their lines. That means they didn't do their homework.
Right.
When I go there, I'm full of energy. I don't have the script with me. I know all my lines. And when you go to talk to somebody, say, "Vinny, not right now. I'm memorizing my lines."
I can tell you he definitely has his lines because I've given them and I've printed them and given them to him a week or so before, easily, or maybe a couple of weeks or 3 weeks before.
Do you know, can I tell you a funny story? So the first sitcom that I did, We Are the Smiths, I play the mom of 4 kids, and we had a bunch of table reads, and they recast, it was supposed to be a little boy, and they recast it to be a little girl, and this little girl was 6 years old, and we would sit there in the table read, and she was the only one that was doing the prompts too. You know, you read your lines, but it'll say like, "Look over at the cross and laugh," or something, and she nailed every single thing. And I was watching her, and she was turning the pages when it was her turn, and I said, "Can you read, sweetie?" And she goes, "No." And she couldn't even read, but somehow she had memorized. She knew when you were talking, and you were talking, and you were talking, and she knew exactly. She was the only one on the whole cast that never missed a cue.
Another thing about when you're reading and trying to memorize your lines, here we go again with the finger. That means I only got so much more time to go. He gives
We
me
have
the
5
finger.
more minutes.
Oh, I love you too. I wish I had 5 hours. I figure, oh yeah, like when you get a script, a lot of people try to read their lines and memorize them and act them out at the same time. Don't do that. You know, if you get like, let's just say 10 pages, read that 1 page, memorize it. Don't act them out. When you got that down, then go to the 2nd page. After you get that down, then do the both of them. Do this one, then do that one. And then after you get them all done, then start from the beginning again. Now start acting them out. Because if you try to read them and act them out at the same time, you're doing 2 things at once.
Yeah.
You put more pressure on yourself. Do 1 at a time. Memorize them, then act them out, you know, later on.
Nice.
And that was a technique that someone gave me that we all know. And you know who that is, so. And
Who is it?
We all want to know.
what?
We all want to know. Who was it?
Robert De Niro.
Well,
And he told me that when I was doing the movie Casino.
Okay.
You know, and he told me that's how you do it, and don't be intimidated by anyone. and I did. And I followed his technique, and boy, I was getting jobs. I was banging them out left and right. And when, I'll leave that out. But anyway, yeah, but he's been a very, very good friend to me and to Eric Hoover. I don't know if I mentioned your full name before when you came on, but Eric, we live just a couple of blocks from each other. My manager, my publicist, my agent.
We spend a lot of time together.
We do. Pain in the ass, but I love it. He's the best, he really is. And wherever we go, we make trouble.
We do. We cause trouble.
We do.
That's
We
our
cause
MO.
trouble.
Outside of outside of doing things that are hopefully successful, cause trouble.
That's a good program. I like that.
You're right. Anyway, we don't have much more time to go. But anyway, Bonnie, I can't even thank you enough for coming on. You look beautiful tonight. You look beautiful last week.
Thank you so
Eric,
much.
The same. And my Valeria, my baby, she's so cold, this girl. Did you bring a jacket or something with you?
Yes, don't worry.
You did? You have it in the
Yes.
in the room? Okay. All right. And wow, it was so interesting to know what you're doing.
Thank you
and
so much for
You're in
having
the same
me.
studio here.
Yeah.
But you're here during the week, though, right?
I am. Yeah, we film on Tuesdays. Tuesdays
On
our
Tuesday.
day. Yes.
That's when I'm here.
I haven't
Tuesdays.
seen you. We film in the afternoon.
Say
Maybe
what?
we
Oh,
film-
in the
we
afternoon.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you asked me if I would be on your show.
Absolutely. I would love to have you as a guest. It would be an honor.
Is it a half-hour show or an hour show?
28 minutes, yes.
28 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you have my number, right?
I sure do.
What is the rate for that?
The rate? Look at your agent. He's awesome. Yeah, come on. We'll talk about you, what you're up to, more acting tips, whatever
Okay,
you
well,
want.
we'll do that. And you have my number. You call me.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
And if I'm available, I'll be there for you. Could I come with Valeria?
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
that?
Boost
Gotta
the
bring her with me.
ratings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get to hang out with her
Yeah.
a little bit.
Would
You know
love
what I
that.
mean?
You're welcome.
Oh, that'll be great. And I can't thank you enough, Valeria, for being my host.
Thank you for inviting
You
me.
kill me.
You're
You
welcome.
kill me, baby. You kill me. And Eric, for all the work that he does for me, he really does a
Look at
lot of work.
in this walk on.
You know?
What more could you ask for?
And here we are. It's the end of the show. I love you guys.
Thank
you so
you.
much for
Thank
coming down tonight.
Thank you for
so
having
much.
me.
All right. All right.
Elizabeth Street, Little Italy. Hangs with his pals, yeah, that's where he'll be. It's Vinny, a friend of mine. Stand-up guy from the Lower